Good afternoon, Bay Nation. Welcome to another episode of Fantasy Bay. I'm your host, Mike Williams, and today we're going to be going over the waiver wire for Week 17. Yes, it is championship week for most of you. If you're watching this, you're most likely in the championship, or you're one of my parents. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. So let's get you ready for this championship game. Starting off with the quarterback position. Trey Lance looks like he could be the starter this week. Jimmy GQ got injured. He currently has a torn UCL as well as a thumb injury. This could keep him from playing in this game. And if he does, Trey Lance will be taking up the mantle. This kid can run with his legs and he's solid with his arm. I definitely think he gives you some upside. Moving on to Mac Jones, quarterback for the New England Patriots. He goes against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Need I say more? Next we have Justin Fields. He was out last week. Nick Foles actually filled in for him, but if he does play this week, he gets the Giants, and the Giants really don't scare you. So check the availability for these quarterbacks, and if those starters miss, I think they can be solid plays. Moving on to the wide receiver position. KJ Osborne, wide receiver for the Minnesota Vikings. Adam Thielen got banged up in week 16, and there's a chance that he misses. If he misses, I think KJ Osborne should be able to slide in as a solid wide receiver 3 with upside. Next, we have Josh Palmer, wide receiver for the Los Angeles Chargers. Mike Williams looks like he's going to be out this week as well. And I think Josh Palmer did a solid job filling in. Justin Herbert underthrew him on a deep touchdown play, which would have completely changed the outlook. But in a full-point PPR league, he had 15 points. That's not bad. Next up, Isaiah McKenzie, wide receiver for the Buffalo Bills. Cole Beasley and Gabe Davis could be out this week. If they miss, I think that Isaiah McKenzie is going to be a very solid play. Last week, he was 11 for 125 and 1. Very good line. The only thing about this one is they're playing against the Atlanta Falcons, and there's a chance that he may not get 11, 12 targets because Atlanta's not good and the Bills are, offensively and defensively. So I do think that he's a solid play, but I think his upside may be limited because they may not need him as much. Moving on to Marquez Valdes-Scantling, wide receiver for the Green Bay Packers. If he plays in this game, I think he should be fine. If he misses, Allen Lazard will be taking up that mantle, and I think that he's a solid start as well. So now here's a couple players that are most likely not out on your waiver wire, but definitely worth a check. Antonio Brown, I know, not in your league, and not in mine either because I picked them up. But if they are out there, these are potential league winners and you must add them. Moving on to the running back position. Miles Sanders looks like he's going to be out in this game. Fire up your Boston Scott. Boston Scott should have a fine game. He'll be the lead running back. Jordan Howard is currently dealing with a stinger. If Jordan Howard misses, I like Boston Scott more. If Jordan Howard plays, I definitely think they're going to be splitting the workload. Boston Scott may be leading the backfield, but will Jordan Howard get more involved in the red zone? That's to be determined. Next up, Dare Ogunbowale, running back for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Unfortunately, in week 16, James Robinson suffered a torn Achilles. Terrible, terrible injury. I look forward to him being back next year, but that's not how you want to end your year. He's been playing great this year. It's unfortunate to see him go down like that. But Dare will be stepping in, and I think he gets a majority of the touches. Problem is they play the New England Patriots, and the Patriots are a fantastic defense. I think he'll get the touches, but his upside is limited because the Patriots defense is very good and the Jaguars are not. That means less possessions, more turnovers. But if you're looking for somebody that's going to get the touches, I definitely think he's going to be that guy. As well as this next guy, Rex Burkhead, running back for the Houston Texans. He had 22 carries last week, definitely involved in the offense. If you're looking for somebody that's going to get the touches, Rex Burkhead may be your guy. Next up, we have Derek Gore, running back for the Kansas City Chiefs. With Clyde Edwards-Helaire being out, I think that the touches are going to be mostly Darrell Williams, but Derek Gore will get involved. I don't think he has as much upside because Darrell Williams will be there, but I do think if you're looking for a shot in the dark, Derek Gore could be a solid start for you. I'm hearing a lot about Cam Akers being out, and if week 17 is your final game, I don't think that he's worth playing, but in week 18, if Sony Michel happens to get injured, there's a chance that Cam Akers gets more work, but I'm really not trying to rely on Cam Akers in my finals. Not gonna be able to do it. And these next players are most likely rostered, but I definitely think it's worth checking to see if they're there. Ronald Jones, running back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. With Leonard Fournette out, Ronald Jones is clearly the guy, and I definitely think that he is worth the roster spot and to play. They're going against the Jets. The Bucs are going to run all over them. And Darrell Williams, running back for the Kansas City Chiefs. With Clyde Edwards-Helaire out, Darrell Williams will be getting a majority of that work, and I think that he is worth a start. Moving on to the tight end position, not very excited about this one. Gerald Everett, tight end for the Seattle Seahawks. He seems like he's getting some targets, and he's a threat in the end zone. Cole Kmet, tight end for the Chicago Bears. Bears. I think that he is okay. He's getting some targets, but I'm really not excited about starting him. If you're looking for a tight end this late in the year, slim pickings. Moving on to the defense position. The Chicago Bears are going against the New York Giants. Giants have been pretty terrible. I didn't think they could get much worse, but with Daniel Jones out, they did. So I think the Bears should be a fine start. Next up, we have the Saints versus the Panthers. I'm a lot more confident if Taysom Hill is playing as quarterback for the Saints in this matchup because Book last night was playing terrible, and that's really tough on your defense if you're going 3 and out every time. So if Taysom Hill is actually going to be the starter, I would be much more confident in the Saints, but I do think they should be a solid defense regardless. And on the other side, if Taysom Hill doesn't play and they start Book, the Panthers could be a solid start. Going against New Orleans, the Panthers have a solid defense. And if they're starting Book, I definitely think there'll be plenty of sacks and turnovers. So that's going to do it for the Week 17 waiver wire. If you have any questions, hit me up. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell down below. Good luck in your waiver wire this week. Peace.